Welcome back to the show, everyone. How's your estate planning going? Are you finished with it? Do you need help with it? Well, here today with me, I've got Fit Brain Club with Grace Carpenter and her guest, Michael Mueller, who's just opened his own law firm, right? Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Hello, you two.
Good morning, Bree. Thank you for having us.
So, Michael, you're a estate planning attorney, right? Founder of the Mueller Law Firm.
Correct.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. It's been great so far.
That's such a great accomplishment, something to be very proud of. And I know that you are on the show today to make sure that our guests are obtaining peace of mind and avoiding complications when it comes to estate planning.
Yes,
Right.
he'll be with us Monday, November 10th at the PAC, Clubhouse 3. And we start at 10 a.m. promptly.
This is your monthly meeting?
This is the monthly meeting of the
Grace?
Fit Brain Club.
Your future, your plan, navigating estate planning with confidence. It's fantastic. Michael, what inspired you to come talk to our viewers?
Well, this is a topic I'm really passionate about. Estate planning is really important. Everybody needs it. Even people that don't think that they need it do need it. And so I'm happy to reach any audience that will hear me. This is a group that's certainly in need of planning. We're all going sometime, but everybody needs to do this. And I can't say no to Grace.
Oh, thank you.
Exactly.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
Yes.
He's good. He was my trust attorney, so I can tell you.
Yeah, I hope I get 5 stars.
Absolutely.
That's
10.
fantastic. So let's just dive into the nitty-gritty of this sort of complicated subject that people think that they might be able to do on their own, but much better off with somebody such as yourself, planning attorney. So what is probate?
Sure. So probate.
Go ahead and answer that, and then we'll ask how to avoid it.
Probate is the court process or the legal process after someone has passed away for transferring their assets and dealing with their estate. Probate is complicated, it's expensive, and it's time-consuming. After a person passes, if they don't have everything in place, their family members have to go to court, open up a probate case, and then about a year and a half later, assuming that all went well, then they can finish and get to distribution. That process, most people, if they can avoid it or have their families avoid it, they choose to do that. And with an estate plan, you can avoid going into court.
And so that brings me to my next question. How do wills and trusts work together to avoid that?
Sure. So I hear this from a lot of people. They say, I have a will, I'm good to go. And they don't understand that a will still require probate and that someone has to go into court and take that will through the court process, go through all that rigmarole, and get to distribution. With a trust, the entire court process is avoided. The reason why we have both, though, is sometimes not everything gets into a trust. So a person makes an estate plan, they create a trust, but they leave an important asset out of that trust, and then the will comes in, and we're back in court to clean up the loose ends. So people think, I have a will, I don't need a trust, or I have a trust, I don't need a will. Most people need both.
Is that right?
Yep.
And a lot of people, they can go to LegalZoom.com and download these boilerplate forms, right? And they think that they're completely protected, or that their assets will be transferred automatically, right? Is that not the case?
I hear a lot of horror stories and sad stories from LegalZoom. I've had to do quite a few probates from families who did it themselves and then didn't do it right. My concern with those, and I don't want to get sued by LegalZoom, is that sometimes I think it gives you a false sense of security.
Right.
because if you don't have anything in place, at least you know that you're not protected. Sometimes people think that they did it themselves and that everything's good, but there's some gaping holes in their planning.
Right, which is why people need to hire somebody such as yourself, because everyone needs, protection. They need peace of mind. The children do. The parents do. I mean, this is like a trickle-down effect, right?
Yeah, I think having a counselor and someone to guide you through the process to really understand what are your goals, what are your values, what's important to you. It matters a lot because it's not we're not all cookie cutters. Every family is a different story with a different history, and there's a different plan for that.
Right. Why do you think it's so important to have a power of attorney set up in place for health or finances?
Sure. So everybody needs a power of attorney for health and a power of attorney for finances, because at any point, anything can happen to us. We can fall off a curb, we can have dementia, cognitive impairment, strokes, any situation where you're not able to make your own decisions. If you don't have those documents in place, someone has to go into court and be appointed as a conservator to be able to make those decisions. Typically, if someone has to start making decisions, it's already a time of crisis or a time of need, and going to court is the last thing that anybody wants to do.
Yeah. So just like everything in life, we don't want to procrastinate about these things, right? We just want to get them taken care of, know that they're handled, and then put the binder on the shelf and live your life.
Yeah,
right?
You do it, and once you've done it, like you say, you put it on the shelf, but it's always a good idea to revisit it every 5 or 10 years just to make sure that everything still says what you want it to say. And
is that what you recommend then, 5 to 10 years?
I'd say 5 to 10 years, or it's circumstance driven.
Right.
Births, deaths, kids getting older, things like that.
Right. Situations changing. What are the important tax considerations for estate planning?
So there's a lot of gift tax, estate tax, capital gains taxes, and income tax considerations that all have to be balanced together to set your family and your heirs up to have the lowest possible tax burden. I see clients that will give during their lifetime thinking that they're setting their children up for success, and they don't understand that they're causing a giant capital gains situation for their children, and that they could have avoided had they done it through proper estate planning.
This is why you have him on your platform. Is that right, Grace?
Yes, absolutely. And one important thing is don't lock the document in a safe and people don't know where it is. So many people do that. And then the accident, the whatever, uneventful thing, and nobody knows how to get at it. So
what do you recommend for that? Would you recommend giving a copy to all of the family members who are involved?
So first, Grace, that was a great point. I hear it a lot of people put it in a safe or their safety deposit box, and those items are inaccessible to the people that need to get it. For documents like a healthcare directive and a power of attorney, I recommend giving copies of those to the person who's going to be acting for you, as well as the backups. With a trust and a will, some families will give it out to their family members ahead of time. Others, there's a consideration that you don't necessarily want somebody to know what it says yet. You don't want them to, your kids or family to know you're not getting this, you're getting this, and so that can cause a little drama. But generally I tell families, keep it in an accessible place, like a bookshelf, a closet, a desk, somewhere where you keep your other important documents.
Sounds great. All right, November 10th, your future, your plan. Fit Brain Club and Michael Mueller. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Bree. You're always so helpful getting the right information out to the community.
I love it. That's great.
Thank you for having me.
Coming up next, we'll take a look at our weekend movie preview. Stay with me.